Hey guys. I'm gonna give some people some time to jump on. Let's see. Give some people a few minutes to jump on. So, welcome to everybody who is on the live now. Welcome to everybody who will be watching the replay of this live. Today, I wanted to come on and do a Q&A. I have literally a inbox full of questions that I wanted to answer, and then also see if you guys had any questions. This is my first time using StreamYard. I don't know if you guys saw the video Mikey and I did earlier where he was teaching me how to use StreamYard, and I got this microphone set up here. So just drop in the comments, hey, tell me where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Let me know that you can hear me. So we got about 12 people on now. So welcome everyone. Great to have you here. Welcome to everyone who's watching now. Again, welcome to everyone who watched the replay. I just wanted to come on and do a Q&A today. I was telling everybody that I have literally an inbox full of questions that people have been asking. So I want to make sure I get all of those questions answered, because I'm sure some people have some of the same questions. And then also, I want you guys to be able to ask me questions as well. All right. So if you guys have questions, make sure you drop them in the chat. And then I will answer those questions as we go through the live. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is holiday time, and then I'll get into the Q&A. So it's holiday time. Holidays are coming up. Everyone is going to be shopping, looking for sales. So the one thing that you want to make sure you do around holiday time is always have a great holiday sale or campaign. So holiday sales look like your Black Friday sale. You can do a Thanksgiving sale. You can do a Christmas sale. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, but one great idea could be to do like 10 days of Christmas or 7 days of Christmas, or 12 days of Christmas is a very popular one. And each day you can run a sale on a different item. So maybe the first day of your 12 days of Christmas sale, your one specific pair of your lashes are on sale. So maybe the original price, you have them at $14.99. You can put them on sale for $10.99, and you still kind of have that profit margin there to play with as well. So maybe the second day you can do a specific curl pattern that's on sale. So you want to do something that's engaging, something that your clients love. So if you look at your inventory and say, hey, I have a ton of body wave hair and this normally sells like crazy, you can go ahead and put those on sale for one of your 12 days of Christmas sale. So start thinking about what type of campaigns or sales you're going to start doing or running leading up to the holiday time. Because people love shopping around the holiday times. They love catching sales. They love catching deals. So this is going to be very important for you. You've been engaging this whole year. Hopefully you've been engaging with your clients. You've been sending them out emails, valuable information. You've been doing like little sales in between. But holiday time is going to be very big for you to make sure you have those sales going and you're engaging with your customers, right? So I'm going to go ahead and jump into some questions. You guys leave me a comment just to, so I can make sure you guys can hear me. I was saying before, this is my first time using StreamYard. So I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me and I can see your comments. So we'll be doing this a lot more often. I'll be having some topics that I'll be sharing with you guys on a consistent basis. For people who are just getting into the hair industry, people who may have already been in the hair industry for a little bit, people who need a push or some help with marketing or anything else business related when it comes to the hair business. We're going to be talking about it all. So make sure you just leave me a comment. I'm going to go ahead and just write a comment here so I can see. Okay, cool. I just want to be able to see that you guys can see my comments. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the Q&A. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments. There we go. Okay, so I can tell that it's working. So I'll start with the question that we just got, and then I'll go back to my list. So, hey, Brianna, is the WordPress website as difficult as people say? So WordPress is not that difficult once you start using it. It is a little user friendly. The back end, if you've gotten your website through private label extensions, of course, the build out of the site is already done. So when the site is handed over to you, there are a ton of tutorials. We do have a course on hairuniversity.co with some tutorials that'll walk you through how to change your pricing, how to change your header images, how to add products, how to change your product descriptions. So if you take like a crash course, it's not as hard as people make it seem. I personally utilize WordPress and Shopify for both of my personal sites. I have one on WordPress and one on Shopify. And when I first started learning WordPress, it wasn't as hard. Mikey actually taught me how to use WordPress. And once you get the hang of it and you start using it, it's not that hard. Awesome. Yeah. So I would recommend go to hairuniversity.co and make sure you get that tutorial for the WordPress site and dropship bundles, because it's going to help you understand how to utilize that back end of the website. All right. So I have a question here. So I have an online hair and lash store with Shopify. I have my own vendors, but I also use private labels products as well. Could I do drop shipping with you, shipping with you as well? So this question is basically asking if I have a site with private label extensions, or if I have a website and I have products from private label extensions, can I still add my own other products that I have onto the store as well? The answer is yes. So if your site was created through private label extensions, you can still add other products to the site. So let's say, for example, if private label extensions did your hair website and you have the hair, lashes, edge control on there, but maybe you sell mascara or lipstick as well, you can add those products to your website. However, you would be responsible for the shipping when it comes to those specific sites. Private label extensions would, of course, only be responsible for shipping the items that private label extensions own. So that's the hair, the edge control, the lashes, all of that. So yes, the answer is yes. You can definitely add other products. You would just be responsible for the shipping of those. Can you guide me on building my website? Okay, so a lot of people get stuck when it comes to starting to build a website for their hair company. Some people say, well, can I just use Facebook and Instagram to sell my items? And you very well can. However, it gets very tricky when you're counting and depending on social media platforms to be your main source. At any moment, social media, Facebook, Instagram can go away, and then now you don't have a business. So the number one thing you want to make sure you do for sure is to get a website. If you don't know how to build a website, I would recommend allowing someone or finding someone else that does know how to build websites that works with your price range. Of course, because we do websites over here at Private Label Extensions, I will always recommend going with a Shopify or WordPress site that we offer, and they are very user-friendly. We do the whole website for you. Once it's handed over to you, of course, you can go in and make custom changes if you'd like to. But the site is handed over to you complete with the products already installed. Shipping is already integrated in there. The payment processor is already in there. So literally you don't have to do anything but just start selling. So I do recommend, if you're struggling with building a website, find one that's kind of in your price range that you don't have to do much with. Okay. And the dropship bundles, dropship beauty websites, the Shopify websites are actually on sale right now for $199. So take advantage of that if you don't have a website yet and you need to get one done. All right. The next question was, do you offer dropship in the UK? So we don't offer drop shipping to the United Kingdom right now. However, we do offer drop shipping over at Dropship Bundles, Dropship Beauty. We do offer shipping to the United States and Canada. So originally we were just doing drop shipping for the United States. We now do offer drop shipping for Canada. So that's been fairly well. A lot of people were asking about that. However, right now to the UK, we don't do drop shipping there, but possibly in the future. Let's see. I'm waiting for a wholesale account to be verified. What is that process? Okay, so we have changed the process when it comes to registering for a private label wholesale account. So what you'll do now is go to private label wholesale, go to the website, and you can click the join tab. Once you fill out that form, you'll get an email. It literally takes less than 24 hours to get approved and get an email with your login credentials. Once you receive your login credentials, then you'll be able to log into the website, and then that'll give you access to the products and pricing that you'll actually need when it comes to checking out on the private label wholesale site. Keep in mind, the minimum is $300 for the wholesale, and that's so that we can differentiate the retail clients versus the wholesale clients. So it's very simple. If you just go ahead and join on the website, it takes less than 24 hours to get approved. If it's been longer than 48 hours and you still have not been approved, I would recommend going ahead and sending an email to support@privatelabelwholesale.com. And the support team can get back to you and make sure that you get all set up with the program. All right. Okay, I'm having trouble with my website. Could you give me advice? So this is a very loaded question, mainly because I'm not sure what type of trouble this person is having. However, I'll walk through and give you guys some tips when it comes to building out your website or making sure your website is mobile friendly or SEO optimized. So I'll go through some tips. So the first thing you want to make sure you do, and this is for everyone's website, you want to make sure that you have your Facebook pixel installed on your website. And I know we say this a lot, but I still know some people who do not have their Facebook pixels set up on their website inside of this group. So you guys want to make sure, if you do not have your Facebook pixel set up and you are watching this video, right after this video, you can go to youtube.com and search for how to set up website pixel for whatever website platform you're on. So if you're utilizing Shopify, how to set up Facebook pixel on Shopify. It literally will take you a few minutes. If you are not great with technology, it may take you 10 or 15, and that's perfectly okay. But you want to make sure that you get your Facebook pixel set up. The second thing I would recommend, and I'll tell you guys why. So the reason why you need to have your Facebook pixel is so that when it comes time to start advertising, if you're thinking about doing Facebook ads, you're not just throwing money down the drain, right? So the Facebook pixel helps you create those lookalike audiences that you will need when it's time to start building your ad campaigns, okay? So that's what the Facebook pixel is going to do. The second thing you want to make sure you do is go ahead and install Google Analytics on your website, and this will help you keep track of all of the traffic that you're getting to your website, okay? Another thing I would recommend is, and this is actually something I probably should do a video on, and I'll do a tutorial for this, but in short, asking for advice with website. Another thing I would recommend is checking the speed of your website to make sure your speed isn't too slow. So when people are going on your website, they have a fast experience. The one thing that I can't stand is when I go to a website and it is moving so slow. It makes me literally want to just get off and not even shop there. So you want to make sure that your website is moving at a fast speed. So one thing that you can do to make sure that is happening is changing the file size of your images and basically compressing all of your images. So when you go to upload your product photos or your header images, before you upload them, you want to compress the photos, and you can accomplish that at compressor.io. Okay. So to compress all of your photos before you put them on your website, if they're already on your website and they haven't been compressed, that could definitely be a project for you that you can work on to go back and make sure all of your photos are compressed. Let's see, what else? Okay, so if you're some more advice for your website. If you're not blogging, I would highly recommend that you start a blog, and it doesn't necessarily have to be you blogging every single day of the week. Pick like 1 or 2 days out of the week that you can commit to writing a blog, maybe releasing a blog once a week or once every 2 weeks. But blogging is going to help you show up in search engines a lot better, right? So you want to make sure that you're at least getting some blogs out there. If you just really can't blog, I would recommend utilizing videos. So you can create videos, and if you have a shorter blog, you can embed the videos into the blog. That's another piece of advice for your website. So we could go on and on about advice for your website. I think I'll also do a website review this week as well, so we'll get into that. But yes, I will definitely make a note to go back over some of these things to walk you guys through exactly how to get your website running a little bit smoother. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Do you know how long after I approve my website will I get administrative access? Yeah, so typically the sites take 7 to 10 days to finish. It may take longer depending on where you are in the process with it, or if they received all your information on time. So I would just recommend, it shouldn't be anything longer than 48 hours for you to gain admin access. However, if it has been longer than 48 hours, I would recommend going ahead and emailing support. And then, just asking what the status of your administrative access is, and then they can get right on that for you. Okay, let's see. Okay, I am a part of the Start a Hair Business Facebook group, and I need information on how to market. Okay, so marketing, this is extremely big. Of course, when people have websites, they want to know how to market it so that they can increase their sales. So the first thing I'm going to recommend for you all to do is, we have over 43 page blog post about marketing tips. It's the ultimate marketing guide. So if you go to privatelabelextensions.com and type in the search bar marketing, there will be so many different blog posts that will pop up and show up in regards to marketing. So really the first thing you want to do is make sure you have all of your social media handles reserved, and then make sure you're being consistent. The biggest thing with marketing is being consistent. So if you say, I'm going to make sure I post 5 days a week, then you need to make sure you're creating some engaging content. So different social media platforms to market on. Facebook, really great. Facebook is more of a pay to play game. So you may have to run some ads on Facebook, but the first thing you want to make sure you do before you start running ads is make sure you have that Facebook pixel set up that we talked about in the beginning. So you want to make sure that Facebook pixel is on there, and then you can start running some ads, and you can start with as little as $5 a day. If you say, okay, for the week, I'm going to run an ad 5 days out the week, $5 a day budget, you're spending $25 a week. After you've ran that for a few weeks, you can kind of take a step back and say, okay, this is what's working, this is what's not working. Instagram is really big too. Utilizing hashtags on Instagram is going to be a big thing as well. So if you live in, let's just say, the Denver area, and you go to Instagram and you go to the search tab and you type in Denver hairstylists, right? So there are probably tons of hairstylists that have popped up at this point, and they are they have pictures of hairstyles that they've done, clients who they've worked with. That is a big thing for you to be able to get collaborations and partnerships. So for those hairstylists that you find in Denver that don't already sell hair extensions, you can go to them and say, hey, let's do a collab campaign or something. Now you're creating content with other people, and you have other people promoting you as well. And you can say, hey, if you send your clients to me to get hair, I can give them a certain percentage off of their hair, and maybe they can get you can get kickback. So for example, if I'm a hairstylist and I send someone to you to purchase their hair, you give me a kickback, $5-10 per person. That starts to add up, right? So that's another way to market as well. And then also email marketing is going to be very big. Email marketing. I know some people say emails are outdated, but people still check their emails. And going back to what I said before, if social media was to just crash today, you want to make sure that you have a CRM with all of your clients, potential clients in there that you can communicate with still on a consistent basis. So email marketing, some of the email marketing companies we recommend and that we personally work with are going to be Klaviyo and MailChimp. MailChimp does integrate with WordPress. However, they no longer integrate with Shopify. So that's where Klaviyo comes in at. You can utilize Klaviyo on your Shopify website, right? So email marketing and then text marketing. So you don't always have to use text marketing, but text marketing is really good. Push notifications are really good as well for those people or clients who are on the go, who literally just need a sentence like, hey, check out these new clippings we have, or here's an article on how to take care of your hair extensions or how to allow your hair extensions to last longer. So those are all great marketing things, but definitely go to privatelabelextensions.com and you can type in the search bar marketing, and we have a ton of blogs that will pop up to talk about marketing. Also, a second resource is going to be hairuniversity.co. So we have marketing courses on there. We have a replay marketing webinar that you can get as well that literally talks about some great marketing strategies and tools that you can utilize as well. And then we have another marketing course as well on hairuniversity.co. All right. So let's see. Oh, what about after they showed you the website to approve? Yeah, so that's the admin access. It should take about 48 hours or less. If it's been longer than that and you haven't received it, I would go ahead and just send an email over to support. That way they can look into your specific site and get the access to you. Okay. Let's see. Does Private Label Extensions ship to Canada? Yes, Private Label Extensions does ship to Canada. So you can order items if you're in Canada for sure. And like I was saying before, we now offer drop shipping in Canada as well. Okay. Let's see. Another question we have here is, why should I order on Private Label Wholesale and not Private Label Extensions? Okay. Great question. So Private Label Extensions, Private Label Wholesale, as you guys know, are sister sites. However, the different factors of each are just a tad bit different. So the pricing for sure is 100% different. Private Label Extensions, there is no minimum on Private Label Extensions, and the pricing for Private Label Extensions is a little more than Private Label Wholesale. All the orders that come from privatelabelextensions.com are all shipped from our Atlanta location. If you are ordering on Private Label Wholesale, that means that you are looking for items more in bulk, and the minimum for that is going to be $300. So whereas privatelabelextensions.com doesn't have a minimum, Private Label Wholesale does have a minimum, and you would just need to make sure that you're spending that $300 minimum. Private Label Wholesale is also manufactured direct. So what that means is that all of the orders are not shipping from our Atlanta location. They are shipping from our location that Private Label Extensions has over in Asia. So they are coming from overseas, right? So you want to make sure that you understand that when you're placing your orders, that you won't get it like the shipping from Private Label Extensions. Those orders ship out same day as long as they're placed before 2 p.m. And then you get it between 1 and 3 business days. Private label wholesale, there's going to be some processing time in between that. So it's not that we're deterring you from ordering from private label wholesale, but you want to make sure that your timeline is great. So if you place an order and you have items that require a 4 to 5 day processing time, your order will not ship for 4 or 5 days. And then once it ships, it takes about 3 to 5 days to get over to you. So that's going to be the difference between the private label extensions and private label wholesale. Private label wholesale, the pricing is a little less, and there is that $300 minimum, and shipping is completely different. Any tips for email subjects? I hate always making them sales related. Yes. So what you want to think about is the 80-20 rule, right? So 80% valuable knowledge, information, 20% selling. So every single email that you send out shouldn't always be sales related. So if, for an example, if you want to think of 80% value. So you want to think about what are some things that I want to know personally about hair extensions, or if I was shopping for hair extensions or looking for a new company to get hair extensions from, what would I want to learn about, right? So let's take 3 examples. We'll do 3 examples. So the first one, I would want to know about hair care for hair extensions. I would want to know how long will I be able to preserve these hair extensions if I'm going to purchase some. So that's the first one, hair care for hair extensions. The next thing I may want to know is how should I, or what type of extensions should I wear on vacation to be the most durable, the most sustainable hair extensions for a vacation. And then the third thing I may want to know is what type of products can I use on my hair so that it doesn't dry out, right? So if you take those 3 topics, then you can say, and you never want your email subject to be super long. So what you could say is maybe the top 5 hair care products for your hair extensions. That's a great topic. And in the subject, you can say, or the email subject could be, here's some products for you to use on your hair extensions, right? It's catchy. It's like, okay, they're giving me some products. You're letting them know what type of products they can utilize on those hair extensions. It's valuable information. It's not so salesy. Another email subject could be top 5 hair care statements, or something like that. Something that is going to get them to click and say, I want to know more about this topic. Not always buy this now or buy this here, right? So I hope that helped. Okay. We got to this question already. Okay. So just a recap, guys. So in the beginning, we talked about holiday time. Holiday time is coming up, and you want to make sure that you have your sales in line. You want to make sure that you do some great campaigning. Make sure you come up with some great engaging content, right, for your subscribers or your followers to engage with. So that looks like asking questions. So doing polls, contests maybe. And I know hair extensions are a little more expensive, so you may not want to do a contest for hair extensions, but you can give away lashes. You can give away edge brushes. You can give away edge control, all the little knickknacks. You can do some giveaways with those just to get some engagement up as well. We talked about the questions. Video is really big. So if you start creating some video content and get people engaged that way, that'll be really good. But just make sure you come up with your holiday campaign strategy for your hair company. And I'll be checking back in with you guys by the end of this week or maybe next week to give you guys some time to come up with some strategies. But I would love to hear about what type of campaigns or sales you're going to be doing for the holiday time, right? And then also we talked about video content. So throughout the week and the weeks to come, I'll be coming on and doing more live videos. So I would love it if you guys send me over some topics that you want to know about. It could be anything from beginner friendly stuff to I've already started my hair company. I've gotten a few sales. I kind of need to know how to maintain, sustain, scale, grow my business, right? So anything in between, I'll be coming up with some creative topics as well for you guys to get some valuable information. But I want to know, what are you guys struggling with? So I'll make a post in the Facebook group so I can hear from you guys. And I hope this Q&A session was great for you guys. I hope you got some information out of it. Let me just see if you guys have any other questions before I sign off. I'll give you some time to answer those questions. And like I said before, this is my first time utilizing StreamYard. But it's really cool. I actually like it. So yeah, leave me some comments and I will go ahead and save this video so you guys can catch the replay if you need to. And I will be back on soon with some great content. I'll have some special guests on here. I think Dallas may even be going live doing install right now. So make sure you guys check that out. Also, have a great rest of your Tuesday evening and we will talk soon.